What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Crash Blade Gaming. I am your host, Crash, and finally, Pokemon TCG Live has been able to fix the bugs that stopped ability blocking Pokemon from, basically winning you the game if you just pick them up. So I'm glad they were able to do that. They banned all those cards, and now I'm finally able to show them in some of the decks that I have here. So we are going to be taking a look at a Slowking aggressive semi-control deck, which I've been really excited to show off. So without further ado, let's get into the Pokemon question of the day. Let's just jump into last video's question. This water type Pokemon has blue skin and pink eyes. Who is this Pokemon? And if you were like the commenter FrostyLosty, you went ahead and guessed Lumineon. I chose the card because I figured the card has a lot better art than a lot of things I saw out there. But anyways, FrostyLosty, congratulations. That gives you 2 points. You are 1 away from getting the second place prize, so good job for you. Make sure you answer this question that's coming up now. This Pokemon has a Shelter attached to its head, which makes it look quite regal. Who is this Pokemon? Go ahead and leave your answer in the comment section down below. If you are the first person to get 3 points, you get the first place prize. The next person to get to 3 points gets the second place prize. And then usually all the points will reset depending on how I'm feeling. Maybe I give out third or fourth place prizes. It just depends on how the competition is going. Anyways, all the points will reset, and we will start over with more Pokemon questions days to earn you guys some Pokemon code cards so you can get some good stuff from the packs. But anyways, good luck to all of the participants. Remember, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're on the road to 500, and we're getting there, which is awesome. So thank you for all of the support that everybody has currently given me. And let's get into the deck list. Finally, with all the bans lifted, I am able to show off my Slowking EX deck. It is a 270 Stage 1 Psychic Pokemon with 2 nice attacks here. For 1 Psychic Energy, you can do Profound Knowledge for 30 damage, and you can fuse your opponent's active Pokemon, which kind of helps out in some scenarios. And it has the Wise Headbutt attack, which is the main attack we're going to be using, for 130 damage for 2 Psychic Energies, and you can search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Almost like the Togekiss VMAX of old. So we will be playing a 4-3 line of Slowpoke, Slowking. Also, Slowpoke has the Tail Fishing attack, so if you're going second, this isn't a bad attack to use as long as you have cards to discard or no cards in hand, doesn't matter. But Tail Fishing allows you to flip a coin. If heads, you get to search your deck for a card and put it into your hand, which is really good. We also have 1 copy of Manaphy to help with bench sniping. And then we have 2 Spiritomb. This card was banned and it actually kind of helps out the deck a lot. So it has the ability Fettered in Misfortune. Basic Pokemon in V in play have no abilities, and it has the Fade Out attack, so we can lift it from the board if we want to. So basic Pokemon V having no abilities is really good. You shut off things like Lumineon. You shut off things that are... What other basic Pokemon Vs do we care about? I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, you shut off Lumineon, which is, played a lot, so get that out of here. I don't remember what other Pokemon Vs that we cared about, but hey, we're playing 2 Spiritomb. It's blanking me. If you guys can think of some, put them in the comments. We're also playing, of course, a 2-2 line of our good old Bibarel and a 1 Skwovet in here. You could bump up 2 Skwovets. Sometimes they do get targeted or KO'd in the early game, so it might be useful. And then we're going into the control aspect of this deck. We are playing 4 Crushing Hammers so we can slow down our opponent. Hopefully we're flipping heads here. Playing 1 Echoing Horn just in case there's an easy KO or an easy Pokemon we can stick in the active. Echoing Horn is there. We're also playing 1 Lost Vacuum, 4 Nest Balls to help get us our Pokemon back, 2 PAL pads because we want to be able to recycle a lot of our supporters. And we're not playing that many supporters because of Slowking's attack. We're also able to play a bunch of different cards because we can just search them out when we want to. 3 copies of Switch, however. Slowking is a big, bulky Pokemon. The only Pokemon that we have that are single retreat are Bidoof, Manaphy, and Spiritomb. So we need Switches, ways to get them out of the active, especially if our opponent can't one-shot them. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, of course, to help search out the deck, and 4 copies of Path to the Peak so we can shut off all abilities of Pokemon V, EXs, get them out of here. We don't play abilities, so why not have 4 Path to the Peak? We are playing 2 Boss's Orders, 2 copies of Iono, 4 copies of Judge. I did not put more Ionos because we tend to have less prize cards than our opponent does. And so I opted for 4 Judges instead of 4 Ionos. But if you have enough Bibarels in play, Iono doesn't really hurt you that much. And if they have Bibarel, then Iono doesn't really matter. Judge kind of is a little bit better. I don't know. You guys can play with that line if you want to. We have 1 copy of Raihan in here just because it's a 2 energy attack cost. If one goes down, we don't have the energy on the next one. Raihan can put it on there for us. 2 Choice Belts. I am thinking about going 1 Choice Belt, 1 Cleansing Gloves, because Gardevoir EX is tough. Gardevoir EX is a tough matchup. You'll see in this video that we kind of really have to slow down the game a lot against Gardevoir, and it's kind of not good. So maybe a Cleansing Glove works, because the baby Gardevoir with the Shining Arcana ability has 140 HP, which is just 10 damage short. So we need something to one-shot those. We also have one copy of Full Face Guard. We take 20 less damage from attacks, which is good. Gives us essentially 290 HP. Harder for us to get one shot, which is something that we like. And we are playing at 10 basic Psychic Energy. The reason I'm playing 10 is because we want to hit those energies. We don't have any way to accelerate them, so we kind of want to attach an energy per turn. However, I don't mind if you go down to like 8. You realistically only need 6 energies. But just keep in mind, you might want to retreat things, and some things don't always work out. I can see the energy count going lower, but of course, as always, you can copy the deck from the deck list down below in the description, and you can modify it however you please. This is just what I came up with. I really like having 10 energies because I'm able to get that first turn energy attachment, which is crucial because you have a 2 energy cost attack. So anyways, let's get into some of the pros and the scoring for this deck here. The pros are we can search for any card, which is really good. It really helps our consistency out a lot. Path to the Peak is the second bullet there, helping us to just shut down any abilities that our opponent's playing. A lot of decks rely on abilities. You got Shen Pao, you got Ting Lu that relies on abilities, you've got Gardevoir that relies on Gardevoir EX to power up their stuff. What else is big in the format? I don't know. Freaking Palkia and who's the Miraidon? Whatever. All of those Pokemon, they all rely on abilities. So Paths to the Peak shuts them down, and we are able to search out Paths to the Peak, so we can always have that in play for most of the point. And minimal energy, we only need 2 energy to attack. I really like 2 energy attacks. It's super easy. We're hitting for a good enough damage to 2-shot most things. So that is what we're doing here. The scores here are a speed of 5. This deck does take a while to win. You'll see that in this video. It took us forever to win both matches, but we still got there. The power is a 4. I put a 4 because we have hit a lot of things, but we don't have hit everything. And we don't one-shot everything that are one-shottable, like the baby Gardevoir with Shining Arcana. So the power is at a 4. The consistency is a 9. Usually we're able to set up getting attacking by turn 2, which is really good, and then we can just pick up the cards that we need to set up everything else. The draw is a 7, Bibarel Skwovet Engine, perfect. We have Ionos and Judges, everything's good there. And the fun is a 10. I really enjoy playing this deck. It's just, it makes this seem so streamlined, so easy to play. So I like it. The total here is a 35 out of 50. Now, some cons to the deck, of course, if you're playing up against a deck that doesn't care about Path to the Peak, then that becomes like 4 dead cards in your hand or in your deck. So yeah, and they don't need to operate that. So it makes this deck a little bit harder. We are playing hate on abilities, basically. One-hit KOing Pokemon really hurt this deck too. We really want to tank some hits because we have to 2-shot everything. We don't get to one-shot anything. And then, of course, if your opponent is playing their own Judge and Ionos, it kind of hurts you too because you get the card you want, and then they shuffle them away, and you're like, no! It happens with this deck, of course. But nonetheless, it is a fun deck to play, so go ahead and give it a try. As I said before, to be in the description down below. Let's go watch this deck in action. Okay, going up against Lost Box, and they allow us to go first. I'm cool with that. Let's go ahead and Nest Ball, get ourselves a Slowpoke into play. Attach an energy to that. I don't want to Ultra Ball away the Full Face Guard, but at the same time, I want to get a second Slowpoke down. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do so. Like, I guess I could get rid of the PAL pad, but then I can play it and get the boss's orders back, and boss is important. We'll get rid of the Full Face Guard. It's okay. Get down a second Slowpoke. We have energy on the one. We can play PAL pad next turn. Don't need to play it yet. Hopefully we don't get like Iono'd or Marnie'd or something like that. So we have the barrel in hand. We'll just need to find a switch next turn, and we can start attacking. A switch in energy, I guess. We could start attacking. We do have a 5-card draw. They did lose a Mirage Gate. That's good to see. And they did mulligan once, and I think we're playing up against the Dragonite Lost Box. So we have to be careful. Dragonite can hit a good amount of damage. They do just discard 2 energies off that chorus there. Ooh, those are not good Lost Zone cards for our opponent. It just helps us, so we're okay with this. 2 Slowpokes down is great. Hopefully they play like an Escape Rope. But I'd be nervous, especially if they put down a Cramorant to promote the Slowpoke. There's a Cramorant, so they are going to probably KO one of my Slowpokes. If they do, that's okay, because it gets Bibarel out of the active and puts Slowking into the active. There's a Raikou. Not too worried about that at all. We can limit our bench size as well. Slowking will be two-shotting. We do one-shot a lot of their attackers except for their Vs. Battle VIP pass from our opponent, but we can always confuse them and then hit them with the Wise Headbutt as well. It's always an option for us. Greninja Comfy, so we are going to also want to get down Manaphy. We do know that they play plenty of water energies and Mirage Gates to get a Greninja attack off as well. So we just got to keep that in mind. We're going to want to play Manaphy. We're going to get a Skwovet down as well. I'm hoping we see an escape rope. Oh, they just bit an escape rope. Oh no, they just lassoed one. They did get another one, okay. I'm hoping they play the escape rope. I want them to KO a Slowpoke and not my Bidoof. Let's see what our opponent does. They already attached an energy to retreat. Escape rope we know they have. They're just going to switch cart. That's a little bit frustrating. And they are going to KO the Bidoof. Dang it. Wanted the escape rope. Well, we'll see what we top deck. We are going to confuse this Cramorant, but I don't think it's going to do anything. Maybe we can top deck an energy and get a KO. Or research a Nest Ball. Sort of gets us there. We don't have energy search, so Pokestop isn't really going to get us much. Tail fishing can also be a choice. Let's go ahead and get down another Bidoof. And we'll play the Slowking. And just go ahead and Profound Knowledge, get them confused. Maybe they don't have a way to out this Cramorant and they'll flip tails and KO themselves, but they have an escape rope, so we're going to have to give them Slowpoke. It's actually fine. A hit on EX isn't too bad. I was hoping, really hoping they would have played that escape rope the last turn. But here we are. This is what we have to deal with. Only we had ourselves an energy, we could have KO'd that Cram. They might also be able to get a Greninja attack off this turn, but they'll only be able to KO the Slowpoke, so I don't really care. They can KO the Slowpoke and put damage on Slowking. But Bibarel will be safe. We'll put back in the boss's orders. Ooh, they lose a Chorus, which is good to see. They did get a Trekking Shoes off of that, though. Sableye to the bin. We know they have Super Rod in hand, so that's not really a bad thing for them, I suppose. Another switch card into Comfy. They're working their way up to 7. We got 6 here. They'll need a Chorus Experiment to get a Mirage Gate going, which I'm sure they have. Ooh, 2 Mirage Gates down. Boss's orders and a Pokestop go away. That's good to see. The problem against Lost Box is like Slowking control doesn't really work against Lost Box because they just don't play energy that matters. I mean, they do, but like the time they play the energy, it's already they're going to attack. So our Crushing Hammers don't really care. But we're probably going to get hit with Cram. They do have an escape rope. Maybe they'll play that to KO one of my bench Pokemon, aka Slowpoke. We have seen a bunch of switching cards already be used. It's 3. There is a Mirage Gate. Could also attack with Raikou. I don't think they've used an energy to retreat this turn. They are powering up Raikou. And an escape rope, which is fine. We'll give them Slowpoke. We saw that coming. There's Cram to come take the KO. They'll take a prize. We get to take a prize on Cramorant if we find an energy, of course, off of this Bibarel. And then we'll want to find another Slowpoke and start setting those guys up as well. So we can empty our hand depending on what we draw. We're down 2 prizes, so we're playing from behind here. Opponent's already down to 13 cards. See what we can do. Top deck an Iono. Okay. Let's go ahead and Bibarel first now because, well, if I play Iono, I don't get to play Palpad. So then let's pop out back in the boss. Let's play Bibarel first, and then we'll Iono. Path to the Peak is great. Energy's good. Let's throw that stuff down. Let's go Iono. Put them down to 4. Maybe the cards they had were what they wanted, and now they're at the bottom. Fortunately, we did get a Slowpoke, but we can get that off of this Wise Headbutt. Take the Kale and the Cramorant, and we'll search our deck for 2 cards. And that will be 2 Nest Balls, just to help thin. That'll get us Slowpoke and Manaphy next turn. Maybe. We'll see. Just depends. We get a prize. We'll do prize number 3. Spiritomb, not really useful in this matchup. But we do have the boss's orders. We can KO the Greninja as well next turn, so that I don't have to get down Manaphy. That is an option. We'll see what our opponent does, though. There's a Nest Ball. That'll get them another Cramorant or Dragonite. Now, if they have a... No, Choice Spells doesn't matter. They're hitting for 250. It would be nice to get the first hit onto the Dragonite, but we might not be able to get there. They are down a Mirage Gate, so they do only have 1 Mirage Gate left. And they're comfying for it. That was a tough decision for them. They got rid of a Sableye. Good to see. Escape Rope. Oh no, not our Bibarel. They're taking out our Beebs. Bummer. Both Bibarels are down. That's our main source of draw. There's the Mirage Gate. I think we're going to end up bossing the Dragonite this turn. See where these energies go and what they're putting on. That's their last Mirage Gate, so if they miss energy as well, they're going to be hurting. They only have 2 energy in the discard, though, but they do have 2 energies. Ooh. Ooh, that Dragonite's not going to be able to attack. That's 4 Mirage Gates, right? 2 in the discard, and then there's 2 in the lost zone. We could stick the Dragonite in the active, possibly. Bye, Bibarel. It was nice to know you. Okay. Judge. Let's go ahead and Nest Ball for Slowpoke. And another Slowpoke. Gonna try to get down as much as possible here. Do that, and then we're gonna... I mean, I could hit this Raikou. Because Dragonite's not much of a threat right now. It still needs an energy. They only have 2 lightning energy in play. Maybe the one's in their hand. They've played 1, 2... 2 escape ropes, 3 switch cards. They probably have 1 more. I'm going to Wise Headbutt this guy. And I'm going to search for Crushing Hammer and Ultra Ball, so I can get a Slowking. That seems good. Crushing Hammer, Slowking. We can judge next turn, or boss this Raikou, just depends. They're not going to be able to attack with Dragonite V, I'm not worried about it. They're bench locked, so Sableye can't come into play yet either. We can Crushing Hammer the energy off of the Comfey or the Dragonite, depends on if they put an energy on Dragonite this turn. There's a Lost Vacuum to get rid of Path to the Peak, so Greninja is online. And so is Fleet-Footed. That's okay, the more cards they draw, I think the better here. We're not scared of Greninja anymore. There's a concealed card, so they did have an energy in their hand, and it is a basic lightning. We know they have Super Rod and things like that. They probably have Energy Recycler as well. We haven't seen them play the Super Rod. We haven't seen them play an Energy Recycler. So they have ways to get energy back. I think Crushing Hammer on the Dragonite's the best bet, though. And then hopefully evolving both of these Slowpokes next turn would be good as well. I did not notice how many Slowkings we had in the deck, though. Ooh, we gotta be careful. One of these Slowpokes might be a little bit of a bait. So Ultra Ball away a path. What'd they get back? Sableye and the other energies. Okay. Makes sense. Lightning Rondo. Cool. Top deck and energy is great. Let's play the path. Let's Ultra Ball away Spiritomb path. Okay, we do have both Slowkings in the deck. That's good. Let's do this. Evolve. We have 110 HP left. It's Crushing Hammer the Dragonite. We miss it. Actually going to switch into a fresh Slowking because Cramorant can KO that one and we don't want that. We'll judge. Don't need to boss. We're going to take this KO. Okay. No supporters. It's Crushing Hammer. Great. We're going to discard that. Let's go ahead and Ultra Ball and evolve the other one. Now is the best time to do so because we can Wise Headbutt and get 2 cards anyways. And a Wise Headbutt. Take the KO on Raikou. We get to search our deck for 2 cards. And I think we'll get... an energy for next turn for sure. Then we want a supporter. Probably Iono. Maybe Boss. Boss might be good too. We'll stick with these two. Energy for next turn. Iono. We get 2 prize cards here. 4 and 6 seems like good numbers to me. Lost Vacuum Switch are great. Though Lost Vacuum's not going to do much here. And there's no way we can burn it. We have to take 3 prize cards. Gonna come up with the Comfy. They're gonna dig a little bit. They've got to KO 2 of our Slowkings to win here. And we're gonna have all 3 charged up soon. Flower selecting from our opponent. Gonna go down to 6 cards. What did they lose zone? Super Rod? Oh, they're going into another Comfy. Do they have another switching out? They're down 4 energies. They needed that Super Rod, I would say. I see 3 switch cards and 2 escape ropes in the discard. 3rd escape rope there. There's a Sableye who can KO the Slowking on the bench. There goes a Battle via P-Pass. They're down to 4 cards. Do they have the Psychic Energy and Escape Rope? Well, we can just promote this one. We're not worried about a Cramorant anymore, so they promote Comfy. That's fine. 3rd Flower Selecting. So they're trying to dig for that Psychic Energy that they don't have. That's their 4th Escape Rope. Do they have a Switch card? Chorus! I think that'll be GG's. They just drew their deck. Well, they could have another Super Rod. This is why Boss may have been good. They do have their last switch card into Sableye. Okay, so they will get a KO on the Slowking. And they're going to Lost Mine, and we're going to take the win from here. Our Slowkings are just too bulky for Lost Box. Ooh, they didn't have a Super Rod. They did bin it the turn before. We're going to let them KO this Slowking. And we managed to survive our way through Lost Box with the bulk of our Slowkings, and also being able to get whatever card we wanted is a little bit helpful in that regards as well. Let's just go ahead and Wise Headbutt, take the KO. No need to search our deck. Could have simply passed the turn, but who would want to give up a chance on KOing a Sableye? There's the other Bibarel. Opponent has to choose a new active Pokemon, and man, I was frustrated that we lost our Bidoofers. But that's okay. And there you go. We win by deck out. I'm not even going to wait for them to choose a new active. Okay, our opponent starts out with a Manaphy. We start with the Slowpoke, which is nice. Fog Crystal, are we going up against Gardevoir here? Gardevoir is going to be a little tricky, especially if they attack with Gardevoir EX, because it's so big we can't two-shot it. But I can guarantee the Slowpoke will survive, which is good. Spiritomb. Does Spiritomb matter? It does if they have Zacian. Let's go ahead and Nest Ball, get down a Bidoof. And let's play the energy here. We're going to bench the Spiritomb. It doesn't hurt. And let's go a tail fishing. Get ourselves a card if we flip heads. We flip tails. Bummer. Have to discard a card. Let's get rid of Echoing Horn. I didn't realize we had to discard. Flip a card of your deck for a card, put it into your hand. Show a deck of tails, discard a card from your hand. Oh! That Echoing Horn may come in handy. I don't know. Thankfully, we have Bibarel though. Boss, that's fine. We also have a Switch. We're cool with this. So it looks like our opponent's a little struggling. Although I would have done Refinement before I bossed. If I was them. Be really cool if I had an Escape Rope. But I don't. In my hand. Energy to Manaphy, retreat into Kirlia? No? Okay. Path to the Peak is actually really good. That'll stop Gardevoir. And they just discarded Collapse Stadium, so we'll do this. We'll play Path. We'll switch. Oops, I had to choose because I had more than one Pokemon. And let's go ahead and Industrial Sand Scissors. Hoping for Slowking or Ultra Ball. Neither. Full face card is good though. I guess we judge and hope for Slowking Ultra Ball. I know we judge them, which may help them out. Ultra Ball's good. Have to get rid of 2 Crushing Hammers, which is fine in this matchup because they want stuff in the discard anyways. So let's go Slowking. And we're all ready to go. Let's put down Skwovet and a Wise Headbutt. KO the Manaphy. We're going to search for 2 cards. One of those cards is going to be a Nest Ball, and the other one will be an Energy. That way we can start setting up another Slowpoke. We'll have an Energy for it. We get to take a prize so that we can do our Skwovet anyways. Oh, we got an Energy off the prize. Well, it was me. I think we're going to just end up winning here, though. Our opponent isn't very well set up. There's another Routes. Good for them. Level Ball gets them another Routes. Did we judge them into the perfect hand to counter us here? They do need to bounce the Path to the Peak. Refinement on Kirlia. Do they have Gardevoir? Ooh, they refine a Kirlia. Do they have Gardevoir here? We don't know. We'll see. A worker. No, my stadium! That is the one worker. I don't know if they play, what's it called? PAL pad, though. There is the Shining Arcana Gardevoir, which, sneakily enough, does take a hit from us. So, we may do Profound Knowledge this turn. Just to see, unless they retreat it. They can retreat it. Fog Crystal. If they have an energy in hand, they can definitely retreat this Gardevoir. We'll see what happens, though. I mean, we're going to do Skwovet. Oh. Oh. Versal Energy. Top deck of Path to the Peak. Fantastic. Alright, so second Slowpoke, we're going to need you. We're going to confuse this Gardevoir, and hopefully that's enough to get us through this turn. Let's go ahead and Nest Dash this energy away. We can always pick it out with our Wise Headbutt next turn. Another Slowpoke's perfect. And Bibarel. Okay. Ultra Ball away. Spiritomb Choice Belt. To grab another Slowking. Uh-oh, we prized the Slowking. So we have to keep that in mind. We can't evolve this turn, though. I could KO a Routes. Let's just go ahead and Profound Knowledge. We're going to confuse this Gardevoir. Hopefully they flip tails. Our Slowking survives. We can evolve this other one. And we can Skwovet Bibarel next turn. Path will hopefully stick. They're down 1 stadium, 1 worker. I don't know if they play another counter stadium. They also might play Lost Vacuum. There's Rare Candy Gardevoir EX, which is fine. Ability is shut off. Shining Arcana for our opponent. We know they're down 3 Kirlias. Avery. We can ditch Spiritomb. And I don't want to ditch Skwovet. I don't know if we have another Slowpoke in deck. We'll get rid of Skwovet. Spiritomb and Skwovet. That's fine. I wasn't sure if we had another Slowpoke, so I couldn't discard the Slowpoke. And this is one reason why you got to pay attention to the cards that you have in your deck so you can make decisions like that. But they're digging for a path counter because they absolutely need one. Mew Ultra Ball go away. Another Kirlia. Wait a minute. There's only 1 in the discard, so they play a 4-line. Okay, no worries. Ooh, they get rid of another Gardevoir. It's good. Level Ball. Sure. I'm really just concerned, like, flip tails for the Brainwave. Confused? Oh, it's heads. That's not good, because we don't have an energy. They take a KO, though. That does turn off their reversal energy, right? Which is okay. Nest Ball. Let's go ahead and evolve here. We're not going to boss. We're going to Ultra Ball. Get rid of this. Did not have another Slowpoke, so good choice on me. There's 5 energies in deck. I need to hit one here. I do, thankfully. Okay. Let's do that. Is there a reason to PAL pad this turn? Judge and Boss's Orders? Not really. I think we'll hold the rest of the hand. We'll do a Wise Headbutt here. Take the KO. Hopefully we get Slowking EX off of the prizes. And I think we take a boss. And actually maybe a Crushing Hammer. Let's not take boss. Let's take path. Because, well, do we want to hit into the Gardevoir? We can Crushing Hammer another time. I think boss and path are good, because if they bounce the path, they're going to have a Psychic Embrace for a turn. Okay, you know what? 5 and 2. Oh, I only get 1 prize card. 5 is always my boss. Yes! 5 is my number. We got the Slowking. We needed that for sure to continue here. They promote the Kirlia. We now have equal prizing, so that reversal energies that they have do not work for now. We are waiting for them to counter this path to the peak so they can get an attack off this turn. We also want to get our full face shield. I think that's oh no, we already lost it. We already lost our full face shield. Super Rod gets them back their Gardevoir. And that they just lost. And a Kirlia and a Ralts, I believe. Got back Ralts Gardevoir. They are going to have Gardevoir. Though, unless they have Stadium Counter. Oh, Memory Skip Ralts is fine. Unless they have Stadium Counter. Oh, no. No. We had what we wanted. Okay. No Stadium Counter for Gardevoir EX just yet. Do have energy, which is good for Slowpoke. Another Shining Arcana Gardevoir, but they have to hit 2 energies to be able to attack. They are attaching a card. 1. Okay. The problem is Gardevoir can KO, and that boss would have helped us. I mean, not KO, can take a hit. Gardevoir can take a hit, which buys them more turns. Which is like, they have to have something in this deck somewhere that will allow them to attack us by bouncing the path to the peak. Let's go ahead and play down the Slowpoke. We're going to burn the Nest Ball. We don't need it. Don't want to put more Pokemon in play. Let's go ahead and give you a Choice Belt and Bibarel. Maybe we can find a boss. I don't know. Crushing Hammer. It does take 1 energy away from Gardevoir. Why not? If we ever flip heads, that is. Crushing Hammer number 2. Alright, we do flip heads. Let's get rid of that energy they got. I'm sure they're fine with that anyways. Wise Headbutt. Not exactly taking a KO. Maybe I should add a Vitality Band, but we are not going to worry about that. Slowking EX Boss's Order seems like the best cards to get here. Path to the Peak would also be good. Maybe we don't boss. Want to keep Path in play as much as possible. Yeah, we'll do that. Next turn I can get a boss. It's okay. There's no rush. They have 12 cards left in deck. They can draw 6 of them. They can also Iono me, but Iono's not going to do much for them. I wonder if I had another Ultra Ball deck to get rid of this Manaphy. 1, 2, 3. We do research. They are going. They are banking on it now. 5 cards left. I mean, they have to have either a Stadium counter or a Lost Vacuum or another worker or a Pal Pad. I don't know. I don't know. Shining Arcana, let's get them. They had an energy 1 card. Cresselia is okay. Zacian. Energy to Gardevoir. I don't know why they're powering up the active Gardevoir. And refining their last 2 cards. Unless they have a way to recycle cards, we're gonna win by deck out again. There is a Pal Pad, so they are gonna find a worker. Okay. They're finally going to get a worker, and they're finally going to be able to KO Slowking. At the cost of what, though? How many energies do they have? 7, 9 energies? They have to have 1 in hand, right? Actually, putting back in worker and an Iono helps them, but if they worker next turn, they're going to deck out. They're going to deck out. So they did have a Pal Pad. They did have a way to bounce this path to the peak, but I have ways as well to keep it in play. Let's see what our opponent does now. They already played Research, so if they do Shining Arcana, it's not going to matter. We top deck a Bidoof. Let's go ahead and Energy. Slowking. Draw 1 off of Bibarel. Switch. Doesn't really matter. A Wise Headbutt from us. Take the KO. We'll search our deck. We'll grab Ultra Ball. Boss, I suppose. Do we already have Boss in hand? We don't. Grabbing Ultra Ball just so I can get rid of Bidoof and Manaphy. They're unplayable cards. Gonna get a prize here. Maybe they have a Rod in their deck, in their hand. And they can keep this game going. They have 7 cards. They have to play 1. And they have to draw 3. They're promoting Zacian. There's the worker. They discard path. We have another path. There's a Super Rod. Okay, good for them. They are going to be able to take a KO here. And I bet you their last supporter was an Iono. They're not going to do any Psychic Embracing or Refinements. They're going to go down to 2 prizes here. We have another Slowking. This one's going to get KO'd by our current Slowking, which is good. because I believe they have to attach enough energy for us to hit them for 130. And this final energy here gives us the Zacian within knockout range. Put a final energy on as an attachment. It's got 100 HP. That was weird. Okay. Looked like it was healing off there. I was like, what the heck? They Storm Slash us for exactly 270. They get 2 prize cards. I wonder if their prizes have a Path to the Peak counter. That I don't know, but we can play down another path. We can Ultra Ball away this. Say done. Give you an energy just so I can draw a card. PAL Pad. And Wise Headbutt for the KO. We have Boss in hand. So we're just going to grab cards that we don't really care about, like Lost Vacuum and an energy. Actually, we do care about an energy. We don't care about an Iono or a Judge. So we'll just grab those. Take the KO, we get 2 prizes. We're going to get Iono'd. Hey, there's our other Slowpoke. Too bad we don't have another Slowking. Gonna come up with Gardevoir now. We have Boss in hand for KO on Kirlia or Cresselia. Mainly Cresselia. They do have an energy, surprisingly. Yes, they super routed back in some energies. Shining Arcana gets them 2 energies. Just 1, okay. Means the other one's in the hand. Iono to put stuff back in the deck. We're gonna lose our hand here, which is fine. Got those cards out because I didn't want them. A PAL Pad, sure. Bibarel's going to draw us up to 5. What do we PAL Pad back in? PAL Pad back in a Boss to maximize the chance of hitting Boss, because we do need to hit Boss. The question is... yeah, we just still do Wise Headbutt. Okay, PAL Pad back in Boss's orders, of course. Want to hit that Boss off of this Bibarel. Otherwise, we're just going to do another Wise Headbutt. There we go. We got game. And we beat Gardevoir EX. We're going to bring up the Kirlia, of course. And Wise Headbutt for the KO. Slowking EX is so good, it can beat Gardevoir EX like that. Path to the Peak is a bane of that deck. And we play 4, and we can always have it in play, so that's awesome. Woo! Alright folks, I know these were long games, but that's what Slowking kind of does, and he just whittles away and wears you down and beats you up. Gardevoir just got destroyed. They had no chance. Well, I guess they had a little bit of chance. They were able to get Path to the Peaks out of play, but they just weren't, and we were able to just go ahead and KO them and just win. Super excited about it. I love Slowking, and it's a sneaky good card. You might even put it in your own Gardevoir EX deck. I don't know. Try it out. But anyways, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and we'll see you next time on Crash Play Gaming.